of citizens in both the global and local communities. And this was a vision and mission that we came up with back in 1993 when we first started. Our value statements: professional people and professional workplace, mutual respect for self, others, and property, and an atmosphere where teaching and learning are fun and relevant. Searider Productions, we are an academy. We are a school within a school with about 350 students, and we are a new tech network school, which is a project-based learning model. I think we're one of 75 schools across the nation. We integrate core classes with our majors in our academy, which is journalism, video production, digital media, which is graphic arts and animation. And writing has always been important in our program, whether it's a video project, a yearbook, a newspaper, a graphic arts, or an animation project. This year we've adopted the school-wide writing strategy called the Write Tool. As you know, we're a race to the top zone. And so one of the things that we've adopted in our zone, particularly in our school, is everybody using the same tool to use writing across the curriculum. And who's joined us is Alice Grainer. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name, Alice. She's written the Write Tools, Improving Literacy Instruction, and that's what we have been trained to use. It's just strategies that make an immediate difference in the classroom. It's organized, it's step by step, and it's an approach to writing. Something that we've always used in our program, but now we're all matching and using the same strategy. The Write Tools is a formula broken down into a few parts, ranging from the brainstorming to the notes to the outlining to the final paragraph and essay. So I just want to share some of the examples and how we use that in each of our classes. We are almost paperless. We have gone from an 8-page tabloid-sized newspaper to everything online. We've been very fortunate with the help of the STEM funding to use iPads. And so our iPads is our tool that you'll see with some examples that we're using for our news production as well as our graphic arts, our digital media class. Everything starts with analyzing. For example, in our news, they have to come up with an example. They have to analyze, what was the topic, and you could see that this was our WAC challenge for ROTC. Then they have to brainstorm. They have to come up with a plan and come up with their topic sentences. And all of this is just step by step that they go through in group and then together with their teacher, their advisors. Every story is written, there's a story abstract, so they have to explain what the story is about. So for example, you could see here they have to also do the layout. Now, because we're multimedia, they have to take a photo and they have to come up with, the steps as well as the abstract. So they have to come up, what is your story going to be about? And then they have to do that laid out as well as write a caption for their story. After their visual story abstract, they have to come up with what are they going to film? What is their video going to look like? Because they have to write for the newspaper story as well as a video story. And it is a little different, and so they have to kind of organize it a little different. So they have to go through the steps again. They have to marry it with pictures. And these are all pictures that the students have taken themselves. And they each have to come up with a caption. And the captions have to, the captions have to go through the same procedure as their written abstract. Their final story, after all of the steps, will go on the website. So this is an example of what their written story looks like using all of the steps. And this all goes online. Sorry. And what I'm going to show you next is what their video story looks like. So they've condensed. This is the story that you see that's been condensed from this.
Sweat, heat, and a race against the clock were all a part of this year's Wine Adventure Challenge. The 7th annual challenge was held on April 23rd and 24th at Peel Recreation Center in Our Lady of Carol. challenge consisted of different military exercises and an obstacle course. For returning Wina High School JROTC members, the pressure was on to match the success of last year's tournament.
Yes, I feel that everyone's expecting us to win as much as we did last year. So that's scary, but then we're just gonna give it our all and see what happens on Sunday.
Day 1 had cadets participate in crab walk, river crossings, canoe paddling, the rope bridge, tug of war, and more physical training. As the day went on, some cadets felt the exhaustion of the activities, while others found a way to push through.
Well, we competed in 3 events so far, and it has been very challenging, but we're not tired. So 1 more to go, and we're gonna do great.
All the hard work, dedication, and time put in by the cadets were in hope to win the coveted grand prize known as the Eagle. Roosevelt High School's JROTC took the Eagle this year, but still, Wina High School's JROTC won 3 awards in all and aren't stopping at that.
We don't get to take a break. We've already started planning for next year.
Wina isn't the only school who has already begun thinking about their goals for next year.
Win the Eagle. Yeah, I mean, they have a lot of training to do, but I know they can do it because they have a lot of potential.
Jamie Lee Evangelista, Searider News.
They also have to do daily journals. Each student is given a prompt, so the students have to write a paragraph following the Right Tools format. We are all on a portal, so everything that the student, they come in every day. Part of the new tech training is that all of our classes are on a portal, so everything that they do, they communicate, they come in and they go right online to see what's expected of them, what is their assignment, how they're going to be graded, what's the question or whatever the assignment is for the day. So this is an example of the prompt. The students write a paragraph following the Right Tools format. So, for example, how do you feel about working in small groups? Do you think it's a good thing or a bad thing? What are some worries you have about the project? And you do, and think about what you'll do if you think you'll do okay. And it can be anything from just how do you feel today to a story assignment, something that they just read, something that they just did. And then they always know how they're going to be graded. Then it's submitted, and the teachers always know what date it was submitted and what time, so it's easy to see if someone isn't doing something or if someone is absent. They really have no excuse. Okay, I didn't know what I had to do, because they can always go online. Caption writing is also very important, and also, even though it's short, they still need to follow the same guidelines of writing in a caption. Because we're multimedia and we're journalism, the kids are also responsible for taking still cameras as well as film, as you just saw in that last news piece. But every caption has to have the correct punctuation, the correct spelling. They have to meet their deadline. They have to have a really compelling caption for their picture. And we usually ask for them to take their own picture. This was an assignment, and so this was just a picture that the teachers posted. News to me is current events that they're responsible for doing. They need to read as well as write. They have to find a current event. There's always usually a link that they can go to read that. They have to, the who, what, when, where, why, because this is part of the journalism. And then they have to do the summary. What we have used with the iPad is they go and take pictures, and they are able to write immediately. And if they're and our school is wired, and so they can just upload things straight to the classroom. But one of the other things that we've incorporated this year was school-related tweets. So 3 times a week, our journalism students are responsible for tweeting something that's newsworthy and positive going on in our school. And they are taught the same way how to use the tweet, using the same format of our tools. They need to come up with a title. They need to come up with a lead. They have to use a verb. They have to be detailed. And they have to use the SN hashtag, SNWHS. So those of you who tweet, you can follow us along. You can, find out some pretty interesting things that are going on our campus. They also have to take a picture or a video. We tell them that please include faces, some action, pin the location, and caption writing needs to be incorporated in that tweet. So a proper tweet follows the standard caption writing style. So, for example, the lead, the descriptive sentence, and the surrounding details. So you can see, actually, this is a photo, I believe, that one of our students took. Say, the fish are biting at the Waianae Boat Harbor today. Senior Brittany Denong caught her own dinner in a paka-paka fish. Why, it's not mixed in a paka-paka. It took a while, but I got him, said Denong. Just here are a few tweet examples. Yeah. So, game show, students play the game Jeopardy to study for an exam, so they have gone into the classes. Our new teacher is a new teacher. His first day was on January 24th. Somebody went out and talked about the scholarships. They also advertise things. So Crystal went out. Last year she was our yearbook editor-in-chief, and so we are also doing our own Searider photography now. We do our own senior portraits, and so this is a great way to get all the information out. The Media Council also tweeted us. I just wanted to share this. We have a very nice following. So if you follow Searider News, you'll feel like you're in high school again, and that's a good thing for students. And hashtag journalism and SNWHS. Kids are tickled when they saw that. And then Going Green, Waianae High is going green with solar panels. So you can see the variety of news. We tell the kids they have to go out. It has to be journalism-based. You have to incorporate all the skills that you learned, and then you need to tweet. So a lot of different ways to write. And then the last one is when our teacher voting, we had someone go out and follow the news. So it's really kind of cool to have our news on campus, take the pictures of the real news on our campus, and seeing how they actually do the real thing. Everything that the students do go directly on our Kaleo o Waianae website. The top where you say pulling their weight, if you click that, that would be the news story that you just saw. And if you click down below where it says that was whack, that was the news story. So we change the lead story every month. And if you look on the left side, the students are also responsible at the end of their writing or video. They need to upload it, whether you're doing a news story, a feature story, or a sports story. And then we have opinions and test results, and they also go out and they do different kinds of questions. And then right here, the pictures in between the video and the story, it's the different stories that you can click on to view. So we've got, I think, a couple years archived. One of the most newest exciting things that we're using with the iPad is on the Searider digital side. And what they've done is they've created a digital magazine using the iPad. And I couldn't, yesterday we tried to show it with me holding it up, but it didn't work too well. So what I had the students do is just kind of videotape.
I'm Jessica Nelson. In this interactive magazine, you'll be informed about our SD summer program and what our students have been working on. The summer program gives students the opportunity to develop and improve their skills. This program also consists of sophomores, juniors, seniors, mentors, and teachers.
So different components. And again, we're using everything that they do. They have to write the different writing components and the different tools. And what these students have done this summer is they came up with a way to do it, to use an iPad. And it's also a book. Maybe after you can get me back on and I can kind of flip through the book. But I thought it was really exciting to show how they figured out how to do an interactive magazine. These are all the students that worked on it, and if you click into each of them, it'll have a video and something written about themselves. So the teacher, Michael Connor, has really personalized.
Story is about a boy named Malcolm who grows up with a single parent, and it is supposed to help other kids who also have single parents to make it easier for them. My role in the group is to model for reference and draw the backgrounds for scenes that, to be honest, drawing rocks and bushes are harder than I thought it would be.
Hey everyone, sa animation year Basuas is a project given to us by Barcelona Feliciano. She wrote this story called Mother's Journey in Kikilo. In this story, you follow a young boy as he learns how to become a man.
Hey, Heather Mike, come. Let me show you. Now that you have turned 7, I want to show you several things.
So they're incorporating the artwork, the writing, and the animation into a digital magazine. So this talks about each student. So this is an example of Jacoby, what he likes to do, what he's interested in doing. This is another animated project. They have to come up with their script. I know we couldn't face it the other way, but this is just more examples of photos and captions within the program. And this is more just to show how they were experimenting, doing a digital magazine type of project using the iPad. So when people come to our program, we can take them on a multimedia tour of our building. Everybody comes and they are given an iPad, and they go around the buildings, and they have QR codes that they can scan into with the iPad that will bring them to these different places, whether it's the video side or the digital media side. We also have some of the public service announcements in there. You can see some more captions, a lot of writing.
My name is Emma Jordan, and I'm an infographic. An infographic basically speaks for itself. It's information portrayed in a motion graphic. Every member is required to create one in the span of 3 weeks. I think we all have a hard time getting used to After Effects, the program that we use to create the graphics. We had just learned the program.
However, using Willie without protecting it to give you an STD. 65 million people living in the U.S. have an STD. That is equivalent to the population of the country of France. Also, people from ages 15 to 24 have 4 times the reported chlamydia rate compared to the rest of the population. And every year in the U.S., there are about 2,000 STD-related deaths total. Don't want to be one of those guys? Protect Willie.
So these are some public service announcements. Here's another.
Did you know that 1 out of every 4 students are bullied by another teenager? That's a risk.
Alcohol-related incidents. 7,000 teens try their first drink every day. By the time all teens graduate, almost 45% would have consumed alcohol. The other 55% say underage drinking is against their values. Thinking before drinking saves lives.
So that's our newest project. I really have to give credit to the teachers, John Allen, Jason, Britt, Naama Kikau, Curtis Furamoto, and Michael O'Connor. I am not the teacher. I am just the program director, executive director that finds the funding, but it's really a result of these incredible teachers that just really empower our students and encourage them to, first of all, find their passion and incorporate everything that they're doing in the classroom through writing, because writing will take them everywhere, and we're seeing results now in their other classes. But that's what I have. If you have any questions, if you could get me back, I can show you, Sean. I wanted to show.
Yep.
Can you get me on? Just something that I could show real quick. And
what were you?
That's all right. That's okay.
I'll get you on video camera?
Yeah, I just wanted to really quickly show.
There should be a camera icon.
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. Okay. You see now? Okay. Can everybody see this? So if you look around, we have these little around our classes. We have these. So if you come for a tour, well, you'll be given an iPad, and then you can scan the QR code, which is in either the SD or the SP, and it'll open up to different tours around the classroom. And the iPad that you just saw, the iPad program that you just saw, also have mirrored it with a book. And we eventually want to publish and perfect the iPad project that you just saw to actually share it with other schools. So any questions? I'm open.
Actually, Candy is
yes.
You're also started with a teacher, and she started Searider Productions, right, Candy?
Yes, back in 1993.
So this is actually what impressed me was this is teacher driven to the max, because she pulled in the teachers, and there's a whole creative media, which is a part of this first Free Academy, this RAP, and we partnered with Searider Productions and Candy so that we could provide this to middle school teachers who are interested. So that is going in parallel across the state, so not only the science, but to the technology, creative media, digital media. So a lot of people maybe have not made that connection, but this is also available. And it's because of Candy's program and their commitment to support statewide, and she's been highly supported. So thank you.
Yeah. And you know, the other thing I'd like to share and thank you through this funding is we've created a creative media team, and it consists of 3 of us from Oahu, 1 from Kauai, 1 from Maui, 1 from the Big Island. They're actually on Maui right now. I'm not there because I have some commitments this weekend, but they're actually doing the Maui training this weekend. So they're at Maui High School right now, training Maui teachers, you know, digital media. They were on Kauai this summer. We'll be in Hilo next month. So anyone who's interested, you can contact me. I can give you the teacher who is responsible, the key teacher, and you're welcome to come to our workshops. We want to eventually expand to do some of the training that you saw on the iPad once we perfect that. And we're actually doing a session for the conference. There's a DOE conference, I believe, in October 24th. So if any of you are attending, we're doing a whole session on using the iPad in the classroom.
Could you say that one more time?
October 24th. The DOE is sponsoring a technology conference, and we're doing a session on the 23rd, October 23rd, and it's how we incorporate the iPad into the classroom. So everything that you saw today, but just 10 times more intense, and it's going to be by the teachers and the students who actually are teaching. So it'd be a really cool session to attend.
So how do we find out about that?
If you go online, it's called, I can get you that info. It's, I know it's through the DOE, and it's open to all schools. They're taking registration now, and in just a second, it's,
Schools of the Future Conference.
called the Schools of the Future Conference 2012. If you Google that, you can see that it's October 23rd and 24th. And to register, I have it up right now. If you want to put me back on, it's
You're on.
Okay. So here's the registration forms.hais.org/registration 5C88F1B694/ And there's a 2 days full of a lot of different sessions, speakers, sessions. They're bringing in people from the mainland. They're bringing in all the technology girls here locally. I know we're doing a session. There's also a session done by, we're also part of PBS's Hikino, and I think some of you are also. They're doing a session also. If your schools are interested in becoming a Hikino school, there's a session that Robert Pennebacker is putting on, and we'll be assisting him. And you can email me if you have any questions. Just email me. I'm on Lotus Notes, Candy Suiso, and I can direct you or help you. More than happy to help out.
Anyone access your Searider website?
Candy, did you hear that?
Yes, I can. Oh, no, I didn't hear the question.
Can anyone access the Searider Productions?
Can anyone?
Can anyone access the Seariders Production website?
Oh yes, SeariderProductions.com. And it'll take you to, if there's a link there, that'll show kaleooyani.com, which is our journalism. It just cues you into the journalism site. So if you go to SeariderProductions.com, it'll take you through everything that we do. And if you focus in just on the kaleo, it'll focus on what I just shared. And anybody can access. And feel free to email me any questions, call me, 808-255-2877. And we also are on the STEM portal. Miki Kamimura, who's our creative media statewide direct coordinator, will be posting some of the pictures and some of the sessions that they're doing this weekend. So that should be up probably Monday or Tuesday, or probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Under creative media.
Any other questions? Or Candy?
Actually, we went to see, I took some faculty from engineering for a tour, and they were just totally blown away. One professor, Dr. Shiroma, he runs our CubeSat program, and many successful engineering students. And what he did after he saw the demonstration, went back and incorporated, had some ideas, and the dean allowed him to do a pilot. So just because of that connection, he now incorporates, I'm not sure what aspects of the journalism, what he saw into how he has students document and their engineering projects.
So they're using that iPad digital magazine.
They just started after. I think we just went.
The College of Engineering took ideas from a high school in Waianae. Okay, that's pretty cool.
and I think what caught my attention was, I think Judy and I were talking about, because the whole theme is mobile devices and the students, and really how to work with the teachers in what's out there and be at the forefront how to use it. And we talked about language arts and actually in college level, they're pushing. They need to write. So you have to writing intensive classes, even in at a Y night, and so we're thinking, how can we brainstorm with you and share and see where it goes and build these support groups and another mobile device area to look at. You know, there's a science area that should be used for research, but there are other areas. And we thought working with Candy and bridging with what they've done might be pretty exciting.
And anyone who has the scan app on any of their mobile phones are able to also take the tour. If they don't have the iPad in their hand, they can just take the tour on their iPhone or Droid, or whatever mobile app you have on whatever phone you have. And I would like to, anytime anyone is in Waianae, please come and visit us. Just give me a call or email me, and we'll always make time to share what we're doing. Because we really strongly feel that we need to share the knowledge. We can't keep it to ourselves. We need to really build digital media, creative media throughout the state of Hawaii. So the more we can share and the more we can help, we're happy to do that. So you're always welcome.
And the tours are amazing. Not only do they write and do print, but they are articulate. So that was the other thing, the faculty. We brought faculty from information and computer science, engineering, and somebody else. But Ashish was there, and another electrical and acoustic. They were just blown away how they're able to explain, to communicate, the poise, everything that you want, an employee to have. And so we were just really impressed. So it's the whole package. So our intent was to make that connection, even if it's high school, but to see what resources and some ideas you're thinking on how we might be able to have some discussions on what we might want to do or try. Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, Candy, thank you so much.
Oh, Candy?
Wow, thank you.
Candy, I just got a message from Alice that she is super amazed from the projects you've been doing using the right group strategy. So just letting you know.
Yeah, I don't know if she's still on, but it's amazing. We've always, as I said, we've always used writing as a tool, but now we have the strategies that our teachers have been trained through her training, and it clicks. When everything clicks, you think you're doing something great, but then, it's the good to great. I think that Alice's strategies has taken our program to great, another way to taking us to great. So I want to thank her also. And hopefully meet her someday.
Well, we have one other question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not very techy, so forgive me for my question if it's stupid. Your school just had these iPads, and you guys decided to make a digital magazine?
Yes.
Did you have, who knew how to do that?
Thank you for asking that. Our students actually went online to try and find how to do this, and they couldn't find anything anywhere except, I believe it's the University of, it's a University of Oregon or University of, I'm sorry, I don't have the right university. It's not an Ivy League, but it's one of the universities. Someone was doing this as their thesis project, and that was the only information they could get. They took what they found from that, and they self-taught themselves. And I think one of the most unique things about our students is they're self-directed learners, and ultimately that's what we want them to do. They just figured it out. They're such techies. I'm not either. I have to rely on these sharp techie staff and students, but these students who were 16, 17, and 18 figured it out on their own. They just figured it out, and that's what we are most blown away about. That's why we haven't really published it yet, because we want to perfect it.
Mm-hmm.
There is really nothing written. We want to say even locally here, if you can find something, let us know. Or if you find someone, we would love to have that someone, coach us.
Sounds like it's going to be the other way. You guys are the creators and makers. You got to teach us.
well, that's what we want to do, and that's why we're going to have these. We want to have this this session that we have. The student that actually took the lead, Kalen Sandoval, is actually a college student right now. He figured this out 2 years ago, and then last year published it, and now he's his second year in college. But he'll be at that session, our iPad session, so he can tell you every story of, the frustration that he felt trying to figure this out, trying to locate some information, trying to locate some resources, and then what they did to figure it out. They just put their heads together. They would sleep over. I mean, if you were to come to our program that summer, you would see, sleeping bags and crock pots and pillows, and they just nonstop. They just got into it, and just once they had that aha moment, they were nonstop. And that iPad, that program that you just saw, was a result of what they figured out on their own. Amazing. These kids are amazing. They're everywhere in the state of Hawaii. We just need to allow them to do it, give them the resources, empower them, and allow them to do it.
Wow.
Amazing.
And I think that's what our goal is, that, there's so many mobile tools and different applications for different, requirements, teaching or learning, and able to put that all on the plate to experiment, to learn, and so that you can adapt using these tools to meet your objectives. So you don't, it's a tablet, iPad, but it could be another type of tablet for something else that, so we try to keep it very open so you can experiment.
So we can actually log on and go see their digital magazine.
And, actually right now we are on our third year of a W.K. Kellogg Foundation grant that we received in partnership with Macau Studios, which is our for-profit arm of Searider Productions and Mango Organic Farms. And the way that we're going to be submitting our final evaluation is going to be the same way. It's going to be written. It's going to be like in a form where they can actually read, they can click on to see a video, they can click on to see all of the student interviews, pictures, animation, everything that our students have done. The evaluators will be able to do this in a multimedia way. And the whole idea for Kellogg is to show them that your funding helped take us one step further. So hopefully we're going to blow the Kellogg books away. It was hard to get the funding because it was hard to convince Kellogg that Hawaii wasn't, that we needed funding. A lot of people look at Hawaii as a beautiful paradise, and
we're all
we have everything. We don't need, we have no homeless, we have no poverty, we have beautiful everything. So it took a while, but once they saw what we were doing, they were amazed. So we're really happy once our evaluation is done to share that also with you, Cheryl.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Candy. We'll
Welcome.
be in touch.
Aloha, everyone.